Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of SportsLine. I'm Brendan Rigney and alongside of me is Jacob Smolinski.
We have a great show full of your LaSalle sports news, previews, and highlights.
So let's get started with some game recaps. Jake?
The women's track and field team competed at the A10 Championship in Kingston, Rhode Island on the weekend of February 21st. The women's team took home many accolades. And in the semifinals, the ladies' DMR team of Tori Pisco, Chelsea Harris, Rochelle Harrison, and Taylor Hackett placed fifth. Kaylee Solano qualified for finals in the 800-meter dash. And Rochelle Harrison and Rebecca Scardoletti qualified for finals as well, but in the 1,000-meter run. Seniors Michelle Capozzi and Ann Arias raced in the mile, scoring 6th and 7th place respectively. Freshman Amber Jackson jumped 5.33 meters in the long jump. Megan McGlinchey was honored with women's top performance and broke the record time in the 5K with a time of 16 minutes and 27 seconds, replacing the old records of 16 minutes and 32 seconds originally set by another female explorer in 2008.
In the finals, Megan McGlinchey performed well in the 3,000-meter race, winning first place with a time of 9 minutes and 28 seconds. No other woman at the Atlantic 10 Championships won both a 5K and 3,000-meter run since Dayton's Maureen Bergen. Other runners in the 3,000-meter run were Michelle Capozzi and Ann Arias. Capozzi clocked in a time of 10 minutes and 10 seconds, while Arias finished right behind with a time of 10 minutes and 12 seconds. Kaylee Solano placed third in the 800-meter run with a time of 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Overall, the women did very well and now have their sights set on the IC4A championships.
The men's track had a successful weekend at the A10 Championships as well. Alfredo Santana made headline news by winning the 5K with a time of 14 minutes and 47 seconds. Behind Santana, Nico Greco placed second in the 5K with a time of 14 minutes and 48 seconds. Indian Barnhill placed fourth with a time of 14 minutes and 49 seconds. In the semifinals for the 800-meter run, freshman Chris Sanders placed the top time with 1 minute and 55 seconds, joined by his teammate Chris Tremble to qualify for finals. In the long jump, Francis Mancho came in 11th with a jump of 6.36 meters. He also placed 9th in the 60-meter dash with a time of 7.12 seconds.
In a finals that took place on Sunday, February 24th, Santana won the 3,000-meter run with a time of 8 minutes and 23 seconds. This was the second year in a row he has won both the 3,000-meter and 5,000-meter run, and became the first runner in Atlantic history to win back-to-back titles. Wow. He is also selected Most Outstanding Performer of the conference. He has been named Most Outstanding Performer at 4 other championships, which ties for record history with 2 other LaSalle legends. Along with Santana in the 3,000-meter run, Vince Perozzi and Dimitri Gudis came in 2nd and 5th respectively. In the 1-mile run, Zach Sullivan placed 2nd with a time of 4 minutes and 12 seconds. And finally, Chris Sanders placed 3rd in the 800-meter race overall.
The women's swim and dive team traveled to Geneva, Ohio to try to wrap up their season on a high note at the Atlantic 10 Championships. The 200-yard medley relay team kicked things off for the Lady Explorers, earning a key 6th-place finish. Later in the day, the 800-yard freestyle relay team continued LaSalle's momentum. The relay time was able to grab 9th place for the blue and gold. The next day, senior explorer Katie Snee made sure that she went out with a bang at her last conference championship event. Snee was not only able to win the gold in the 50-yard freestyle event, but she was also able to break the school record in the event that was held by her former teammate Liz Jordan. Snee then continued her success in the final day of championships by earning gold in the 100-yard freestyle event.
The men's swim and dive team joined the women in Geneva, Ohio to compete in the A10 Championships as well. On the first day, it was 2 relay teams that got the ball rolling for the Explorers. The 800-yard freestyle relay team, which consisted of Stefan Sharp, Sean McCow, Kip Gravel, and Cameron Cabrera, was able to earn a 5th-place finish and give LaSalle 28 points. The second relay team competed in the 200-yard medley relay event. The Explorers were able to fight hard in this event and earned 26 team points. However, the shining star for the men's team was, as always, Matthias Glenesk. Not only was Glenesk able to grab gold in the mile swim, but he was able to break multiple records in the process. This impressive performance was able to earn Glenesk the title of Most Outstanding Rookie at championships.
The men's basketball team headed down south into Virginia in an attempt to shatter their 4-game losing streak on Saturday, February 22nd. Yet it was no avail as the Richmond Spiders trounced LaSalle 62-49. In a low-scoring game, the blue and gold just could not pull themselves together against the rock-solid defense of the Spiders. Even with senior leader Tyreek Duran putting up 6 3-pointers and a total of 26 points, the rest of the team just wasn't able to rally. Jarrell Wright continued his streak of impressive play with a double-double, and Steve Zach owned the boards with 11 rebounds. But this is all we would see from the rest of the Explorers. This game was especially heartbreaking as LaSalle kept the game tight until 11 minutes to play when Richmond went on a devastating 22-7-point streak to close out the game. In the press conference, Coach G expressed that he would simply like to close out the season with a string of wins at home and break 500.
On Wednesday, however, Jake and I were at the Tom Goal Arena to see if the Explorers could turn this losing streak around against St. Bonaventure. Check it out.
As of the night of Wednesday, February 26th, the men's basketball slump is over. Taking on St. Bonaventure in a grudge match at the Gola, the Explorers were looking for redemption against the team from the Northlands, and they found it. The first half of the game was dominated by LaSalle as they sunk all 6 attempts at threes and everybody was contributing. This marked a huge departure from the scattered and inconsistent play in the past few games, and finally seeing the men making some shots was a breath of fresh air. LaSalle held the lead, shooting a formidable 68% from the field for the first half, but Bonnie's kept it close. As the teams moved into the second half, it turned into a blow-for-blow contest as St. Bonaventure tied it up with 10 minutes to go at 57. After 7 heart attack-inducing lead changes, the Explorers took control. With 2 minutes to go, LaSalle stayed calm, didn't draw any unnecessary fouls, and got the Bonnies frazzled. With 8 unanswered points coming from St. Bonaventure's nervous fouls on Duren, who nailed all 6 free throws, the Explorers took the win 75-67. It felt like a triumphant win for a team who's been down on their luck, and it was one of their most well-rounded team games so far. Tyreek Duren and Jarrell Wright led the team with 18 points apiece, as well as some serious morale boosts from Wright as he laid down some pivotal dunks. Sam Mills and Tyrone Garland both offered up 12 points, and Steve Zach had 9 points and 8 rebounds. It was a tight game all around, and the Explorers had their best shooting of the season with 56.5% from the floor. They sent the Bonnies packing back up to winnery upstate New York with a fantastic win from the A-10. Coach Giannini was ecstatic about the win, and we headed to the press conference to hear his thoughts.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, winning, it beats, as they say, it beats a sharp stick in the eye, that's for sure, which is what losing feels like.
This game brings LaSalle's record to 13-14, and the Explorers head to Fordham on Sunday, March 1st. The game is being broadcasted nationally on NBC Sports, so make sure you tune in. This is Jacob Smolinski reporting for SportsLine. The women's basketball team also took the court on Wednesday against a talented Duquesne team. However, the ladies broke their own losing streak with a spectacular comeback to win it 68-63. Freshman Micaiah Owens scored 23 points, while fellow rookie Jasmine Alston scored 11 points in the second half alone. Alicia Cropper added in her own 13 points and 6 assists to keep the game close. But it was Lisa Burgess' bucket that would set up the win. As the final minute winded down, LaSalle as a team went 5 for 6 at the foul line to seal the win. The Explorers finished their season at home against St. Bonaventure this Saturday at 1.
The women's tennis team opened up their spring season by getting shut out 7-0 by their city rivals, Drexel University, on Saturday, February 22nd. After this defeat, their record dropped to 2-4. During single matches, LaSalle seniors Caitlin Coelho and Chloe Treve were the only two who managed to score at least 1 point during these matches. Both also teamed up in doubles play, but yet again only managed to score 1 point. Also teaming up for LaSalle in doubles play was freshman Madison Gillen and sophomore Cecil Johnson. Both did not manage to score any points during their loss.
The same day, the men's tennis team did not start their spring season on a high note, as they followed suit with a shutout from the New Jersey Institute of Technology by a score of 7-0. This gives LaSalle its second loss of the season. In singles play, junior Deshaun Fennell came closest to a win by dropping his first set by a 2-point margin, but could not regroup and lost set 2 by a score of 6-1. Junior Tom McLeod was shut out in his first set and only managed to score 1 point in the second set. Although LaSalle lost, they still maintained their undefeated record at home.
Well, with the cancellation of the Kickin' Chicken Classic, love that name, the women's softball team had to wait until Saturday, February 22nd to begin their season. This time, participating in the Norfolk State Spartan Clash. The Explorers faced a pair of opponents on Saturday, playing Delaware State in the day with a nightcap against Fairleigh Dickinson University. Junior starter Alicia Alton stood firm on the hill against the Hornets, going 6 strong and allowing only 2 runs on 5 hits, with 5 strikeouts. However, it was the offense that held the girls back in this contest, only able to muster up 4 hits, accumulate 0 runs, and strand 6 runners on base in a 2-0 loss to Delaware State.
In Game 2 of their doubleheader, the Blue and Gold hoped to avenge their earlier loss with a win over the Knights of Fairleigh Dickinson University. Unfortunately, the Explorers were not only unable to secure a win in the game, but they were also unable to match the level achieved against their previous opponent. In a 4-0 loss against the Knights, LaSalle only managed 2 hits off of Dickinson starter Megan Reiner, who struck out the side in 3 frames with 11 total. Senior Emily Moran and freshman Kristen Martin had the lone hits for the Explorers.
In the final game of the clash, LaSalle took on host Norfolk State and performed as if the prior day was non-existent. A plethora of star performances carried the Blue and Gold to a 12-0 victory over the Spartans. Getting the ball again for LaSalle was junior Alicia Alton, who, in 4 2/3 innings, shut out the Spartans, allowing only 3 hits while striking out 2. Sophomore Mary Kate Scott came on in relief, giving up only 1 hit. At the plate, the Explorers really delivered. In total, they scored 12 runs on 19 hits, with 8 players finding openings and 5 girls recording 3 or more hits. Freshman Christina Bascara was perfect at the plate, going 4 for 4 and scoring twice, though it was Megan Hodgson who was the star of the game. She went 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs, knocked one out of the park in the 6th inning, which gave her 19 career home runs and placing her at #1 all-time on the career home run list for LaSalle softball. Sorry, that's a mouthful. Here at LaSalle, congratulations, Megan.
And for the first time in program history, LaSalle women's lacrosse has started the season with an impressive 3-0 record. The Explorers picked up their 3rd win on Saturday, February 22nd, as they took on the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils. LaSalle improved on the offensive side by outshooting the Blue Devils 25-23. Despite missing key players Caitlin Brostrand and Katie Marasco and continuing to struggle and draw controls, the Explorers defeated CCSU 14-8. Junior midfielder Erin McCabe had 6 points on the day, scoring 5 goals and adding 1 assist. Fellow junior midfielder Claire Andrews also stepped up for the Explorers, scoring 3 goals and an assist.
Now we're going to take a quick break, but when we get back, Rohan Brown will be interviewing one of LaSalle's lacrosse players. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Nicole Malachowski, a U.S. Air Force Fighter Squadron Commander and the first woman pilot with the United States Air Force Aerial Demonstration Team. My fellow airmen and I know that each of us plays a huge part in our victories, whether in the air or on the ground. We couldn't accomplish our mission without using everyone's skills to reach our goals. Embracing our differences and working together is also what has made America strong. Thank you for your support, and remember, our strength lies in our diversity. This message brought to you by the United States Air Force.
Hello, my name is Rohan Brown, and I'm here today with Katie Marasco. Nice to meet you. Captain of the girls lacrosse team. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Now, you guys are starting off very well, 3-0. Actually, in program history, best record so far. How does it feel?
Feels great. You know, we were a little nervous coming into the season since due to the snow we've been in the gym for so long, so it was a little hard to adjust to the actual field. But starting off 3-0 feels great.
Now, besides you, are there any other captains on the team?
Yes, Caitlin Colbridge and Maggie O'Farrell.
All right. So, coming into the season, what expectations do you have?
For the team, I mean, our goal as always has been to get to the tournament. So, I mean, we have a lot of freshmen who came in about, I think, 14, 15. So just trying to get that team chemistry working, and then with our upperclassmen trying to have a successful season. And as of right now, 3-0, we are doing that.
Now, how do you get into the conference tournament, record-wise?
Yeah.
What does your record need to be? How many wins do you need?
I don't know.
Just win them all. Just win all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the hope of right now.
All right, so do you have any individual expectations, considering this is your last year? You want to go out with a big bang, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I'm hoping to leave a good mark on the program, and then especially being captain, I want to lead my team to a successful season. And like I said before, our goal is to get to that tournament. We started out really well last year, and then we kind of, I guess I would say, peaked a little too early and didn't do that well with our conference game. So we want to kind of turn that around this year.
All right, now on the way walking here, I heard you guys have a team ritual before every game.
Right.
Can you explain that to me?
Well, I mean, before the game, it's normally right when we get on the field, we do our stretching, and then after that, we kind of bring the team in for a huddle. So we try to, one of the captains or one of the seniors tries to say a quote, and then after that, we have 2 sophomores, Allie Burnett and Alexis Henderson, that we kind of throw in there and make them dance, and they like to rap and do funny stuff like that. So just keep the team a little lighthearted, have some humor going on, not too serious.
Are these raps freestyle, or is it
Yeah, well, they are freestyle. They are not that great, though.
Do you remember any of them?
No, I do not. Or most of it starts out with, I know, for Long Island, our first game, they like to go L-I-who instead of L-I-U. So just trying to keep everything funny.
That's cool. A little humor before the game.
Exactly.
Now, let's talk about lacrosse. How did you start playing?
Okay, so when I was younger, my parents always made me play a ton of sports. So whether that was figure skating, gymnastics, hockey, soccer, and I kind of found what I liked, didn't like, and then I got really involved with horseback riding, competition-wise. But looking to get into college, my parents thought that it would be a better idea to find another sport. So on top of horseback riding, they recommended that I play lacrosse, and my older brothers were already playing lacrosse. So I was a little, not reluctant to play, but my parents kind of forced me into that, and I just fell in love with it.
All right. Besides LaSalle, what other schools were recruiting you?
Mainly it came down to LaSalle and Drexel, but I was looking at Bryant University, which is in Rhode Island. So I was just trying to find schools that were somewhat close to home since I live in New York. But then it came down to I developed a great relationship with Candace, my head coach, and that's kind of why I fell in love with LaSalle.
What else do you love about LaSalle? There's so many things you could choose from, but to you, what is the best thing about LaSalle?
The two main things is one, that it's a small school. My high school is really small, so I wanted a transition. Obviously, it's larger than my high school, but not like very large, because I wasn't sure how well I would do with that. I like that the classes are smaller and works well with being on the team and being away. I have that relationship that I can develop with my professors. And then the second one is just my team. We always talk about our team as being such a family, and we're always so close. There's not that divide between the upperclassmen and the underclassmen. Like, we're just one unit, which is great. And then the coaching staff is awesome as well.
All right, pretty cool. What's your major?
Management and marketing.
Management and marketing, and I heard you have a job for next year.
Yes.
Where is that at?
I'm going to be working as a full-time sales associate with Pepsi. So my location as of right now is Harrisburg.
All right, sounds pretty exciting.
Yes, it is.
You're excited to graduate?
I'm getting there. I mean, I don't think if I didn't have a job lined up, I wouldn't be as excited because, you know, it's a little nerve-wracking not knowing exactly what I'm doing after school. But now I kind of know, and that's more comforting. But at the same time, just thinking like this is my last season, my last semester, the last time to like live with all of my girls on my team. Right. So that's a little upsetting, but at the same time, I'm a little excited to like start that new phase of my life.
Should be exciting. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Now, on a less serious note, I always ask this question: what is your favorite Disney movie?
Okay, well, definitely it would have to be Up, but I think Frozen is the new competition for that. So.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive.
That's your final answer.
Yes.
You sure?
Yes. What is your favorite movie?
Tarzan.
Oh, great point.
It's you know, it's the best. There's no other movie out there competition-wise. So, aside from lacrosse, are there any other things you do in your spare time? Any hobbies?
Not at school. Not really. I mean, kind of takes over my life and with school. So, while I'm here, I mean, try to relax and just hang out with the girls. But other than that, no.
All right. So, with your job at Pepsi, right? What is your future plans beyond that? What do you plan? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, hopefully somewhere warmer than here. I would eventually like to move. I mean, it all depends on how well I do at Pepsi, I think, and if I like it. And if I do, I'm going to look to further my career within Pepsi and maybe be relocated to somewhere nice, hopefully maybe like Florida. But other than that, it's really up in the air.
All right. Florida is the plan.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time that we have today. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
A diagnosis of breast cancer changes your life forever.
She told me I needed a mastectomy. I was scared, absolutely in shock.
But you need to know that you're not alone. There are teams of medical professionals, support groups, and therapists, and those who can help you plan for life after cancer. Before you undergo surgery for breast cancer, get the facts. Make sure you know your breast reconstruction options. For more information, visit broaddayusa.org.
And now on to exploring headlines. As mentioned before, senior runner Alfredo Santana has earned the Most Outstanding Track Performer honor for the second consecutive year. Alongside of him is fellow senior Megan McGlinchey, who earned the female honors after setting new records for the 3K and 5K runs. This is the first time LaSalle has had both the male and female awards won in the same competition since 2008, when LaSalle runners Sean Quigley and Rachel Pappin performed the same feat. LaSalle remains the only school currently in the A10 to do this.
And sophomore Joey Ravert of the baseball team won Philadelphia Big Five Pitcher of the Week honors after his near-pristine performance in 7 innings against St. Louis last Sunday. Before the game ended in a 4-1 victory for the Explorers, Ravert allowed only 3 hits and a single unearned run. Most notably, he struck out 5 batters on the reigning A10 champs.
Despite being in the offseason, the men's soccer team has done well in the remaining news. Remaining in the news. The 2013 campaign did good by LaSalle, as 4 players were honored by the Philadelphia Soccer Six banquet last week. Senior Jason Plumhoff won the Chris Jones Player of the Year award for the 11 goals and 10 assists last season. Freshman Matt Robinson and Dan Kea made the all-rookie team, and goalkeeper John McCarthy made the Soccer Six All-Star team for the 3rd straight year. But McCarthy isn't around to celebrate these awards this year. Jake?
We reported a few weeks ago that John McCarthy was picked up professionally by Seattle, but as of February 24th, McCarthy signed with the Rochester Rhinos. As McCarthy continues to show up in our headlines, we should definitely keep an eye on his professional career.
As McCarthy moves on to the next level, head women's basketball coach Jeff Williams signed 4 recruits for the next season. The signings are from all over the country, with players from the states of New Jersey, Maryland, Georgia, and even Texas. Coach Williams hopes to add a new center, forward, and power forward, while adding another guard to the squad as well.
And maybe there's an inter-team competition because of the field hockey team inked 7. That's right, 7 recruits for next year. However, Coach Michelle Marks looked to keep the search local, as 3 recruits come from Pennsylvania and 3 more from New Jersey. The recruit from the farthest hometown hails from Kent Island, Maryland. Let's hope the future Explorers can help bolster the team in this 2014 season.
And finally, we come to some big news. LaSalle's volleyball team has just signed Caitlin Rumgala as its new head coach. The former Division I player will come to LaSalle after leaving a position in Lehigh as a top assistant coach, where she helped the Mountain Hawks reach a 20-win season for the first time since 2002. Rumgala played at St. John's, where she captained the team that went 14-0 in the Big East on the way to winning the conference crown. However, she always kept grades in mind as she graduated in 3 years with a GPA of 3.9. She will receive a master's in educational leadership and higher education administration in May from Lehigh. After years of losing records, the volleyball team here hopes that having a new coach will put the much-needed spark in their program.
We're going to take another quick break. When we get back, Steve Graham will tell you which game to watch during the upcoming week in the marquee matchup.
They said I would die.
My doctor told me I had ALS.
They said I wouldn't live to see my kids grow up.
But their doctors were wrong. Multifocal motor neuropathy, referred to as MMN, is a rare disorder that progressively weakens muscles in the extremities and is often mistaken for other serious neuropathies, as well as the ultimately fatal condition known as ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease. But unlike those disorders, MMN affects only lower motor nerves and has no sensory involvement. Symptoms tend to be asymmetric and characterized by weakness, cramping, twitching, or muscle atrophy, usually beginning in the hands. Disease progression depends on the length of time the patient remains without the correct MMN diagnosis. With early diagnosis and treatment, most MMN patients continue doing the things they enjoy.
Cooking.
Gardening.
Spending time with my family.
For more information, please visit these websites.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Marquee Matchup. I'm Steve Graham. The LaSalle women's lacrosse team returns home to McCarthy Stadium to start the month of March against the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. The Explorers enter the dogfight against the Retrievers after a red-hot 3-0 start to the season. UMBC comes to LaSalle with a 1-2 record after beating American University, but falling short to Towson and Maryland in their 2 losses. The Retrievers have been outscored 25-9 and offensively have been struggling to control the ball with 35 turnovers on the season. The Blue and Gold have cruised past their first 3 opponents, however, outscoring them 38-17. Not only do the Explorers have an electric offense, but also the defense is causing turnovers and picking up ground balls. Now let's take a look at the players to watch this Sunday. Junior midfielder and a 2013 Atlantic 10 All-Conference player, Caitlin Brostran, has only played 2 of the 3 games LaSalle has played so far, but leads the Explorers in goals with 8. She is perfect in her shots and goals ratio, as she has found the back of the net in every attempt. Watch for the playmaker to put points on the scoreboard for the Explorers this Saturday. On the defensive side, senior captain Caitlin Colbridge has a record of being a nightmare to opposing offenders. While she is not a statistical leader for LaSalle, she plays at 110% from start to finish and makes life easier for the goalkeeper. Look for the Retrievers to have a tough time getting off good shots on the LaSalle net. And now let's check out the keys to the game. The Explorers must improve on controlling draws throughout the game. In the past 3 games, LaSalle has been outdrawn 41-21. If the Explorers win the draws on both sides of the field, scoring opportunities will result. Along with winning draws, LaSalle's offense will play a major factor in the game. The Explorers must continue to shoot the ball and crash the net looking for rebounds.
With good ball movement and isolation, LaSalle can come away with another win. That concludes this week's marquee matchup. I'm Steve Graham.
We have a job to do out here today.
To be a winning team, you have to work like a winning team.
My team depends on me.
And my team is 50,000 strong. Looks like a lot of work's going into this.
This is what it feels like to be part of a team.
A winning team.
The Action Team.
Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
Training is about more than muscle. It's about inner strength. So I push myself. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. I train with the best. A team that shares my drive and commitment. We collect intelligence, guard our shores against drug smugglers, and keep our waterways safe, because our nation expects more.
If you expect more, maybe you were born ready. Find out at GoCoastGuard.com.
Thanks, Steve. Be sure to keep up with this weekend's sporting events by following us on Twitter at SportsLine LTV. We post game updates and sneak peeks into the upcoming show.
Also, check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/LaSalleTV. We welcome you to send us your thoughts and suggestions about the show on either website.
For Jake and our entire SportsLine team, I'm Brendan Rigney, and we'll see you after break.